This is E-Weekly, Eastern Michigan's campus news. On today's show, the fall football schedule. The EMU community speaks out on the Flint water crisis. Hashtag Operation You Can Do It. Devin Murray reports on why EMU athletics are more than a sport. Get ready for your weekend with Dominic Bird's Eastern Encounters. This is E-Weekly.
Hi everyone. Well, if midterms didn't kick your butt, the time change on Sunday probably did. Thanks for joining us here at E-Weekly. I'm Jillian Seach.
And I am Laura Fernandez. March has arrived and spring weather has students looking for shorts from the back of the drawer. We welcome the new season this weekend, but for now, let's catch up on the news.
On Tuesday, March 1st, the Business and Finance Committee passed a resolution to pull unused money from the student government budget with a vote of 4-0 with one abstaining. The committee amended the budget to add $13,250 to a funding panel. The funding for the student organization allocation was also added to the panel, bringing the number to a total of $14,077.54. The Internal Affairs Committee also discussed the senators not meeting their monthly committee requirements. According to student government bylaws, each senator is to attend a specific number of campus events and student organization meetings. Senator Sam Jones-Darling sees some problems with the committee's procedure, as senators showing up to identity-based student organizations can pose a problem with the comfort of the group. Another problem he saw was with the resignation procedure. According to the bylaws, if a senator does not meet his or her monthly requirements, he or she will be forced to resign rather than be impeached. Look, much of success is just showing up. How about the senators just show up?
If you're a student organization that relies on funding from the university, then your organization may have just dodged a financial bullet. Stephen Cole, Eastern Student Body President, proposed that student government form a funding panel to come up with a solution to the depleted student organization allocation fund to present to the Business and Finance Committee. The proposal for the committee passed 3-0, and Cole said the committee will begin this week where a budget adjustment has been proposed. Money that has not been spent from the budget might be used to amend current line items. In his proposal, Cole wrote, "Put most simply, this funding panel provides a quick solution so student government can continue to offer funding support without significant delays. Eastern student organizations are safe to live another day."
It seems that almost everyone has an opinion about the Flint water crisis. Some media outlets started to refer to the conditions in Flint as a third world country. What we tend to forget is that Flint, Michigan, is right in our backyard. This national catastrophe strikes us especially hard because many in the EMU community live in Flint. Lolita Cummings Carson is a public relations professor who still visits her home city each week. She told The Echo, "I think the media has covered it pretty accurately. They've shown a great detail of the suffering and the fear of the residents." She went on to blame Michigan Governor Rick Snyder. On February 12th, the governor pledged to release all of the documents to and from his administration in an effort to show the transparency of his ignorance of the water crisis in Flint. Good luck with that one, Snyder. Our hearts and thoughts go to not only our EMU community, but to everyone affected by this terrible tragedy.
Actor, author, and motivational speaker Josh Rivdell spoke to students last week about mental health issues. He also performed his one-man show, Kicking My Blue Jeans in the Butt, based on depression and his father's suicide in 2009. Rivdell spoke of his own depression-suicide attempt and the loss of his grandfather, who also committed suicide. Rivdell shares steps on how students can help themselves and others with mental illnesses and how to identify symptoms. He spoke to help dispel the misconceptions about mental illness and shared statistics. Some warning signs experienced by those with mental illness might be withdrawing from friends and family, feeling hopeless, talking about death, the inability to sleep, and physical and emotional pain. Rivdell encouraged students to get help from the National Suicide Prevention Hotline or services on campus. He stresses the importance of listening for clues when people are discussing their issues. Refrain from judgment. Each person is important and their problems matter. Exercise empathy. We're going to take a quick break.
I saw that you had an eventful weekend.
What do you mean?
Duh. Ben, those party photos you posted online a couple days ago where you were living it up. You know, the ones where you were YOLOing all over the place. Here, let me show you.
All right, I got it. YOLO, you only live once. It's my excuse to act crazy. I deleted those pictures, though.
Yeah, about that. I screen grabbed some of those pictures and sent them to Benji. It was golden. You have to remember, Ben, what goes online stays online. And once it's out there forever.
Well, it's out there now.
Most of the time, after something gets posted to social media, it will be duplicated many times from server backups, living in the cloud forever, even after you remove it. A good rule of thumb is if you think what you're about to post could be harmful to you or someone else, just don't post it.
Yeah, last thing I want is for my family, or even worse, my employer or my friends to see me YOLOing all over social media.
Yeah, that applies to more than just pictures, you know. It can apply to all types of content posted online, including text and videos.
Oh man.
You should also be cautious about the amount of personal information you have available online for people to see, such as your full name, birth date, address, phone number, mother's maiden name, etc.
Yeah, I'd hate for someone to see you're going to be at a party Saturday night, go to your profile, get your home address, and break into your house while you're out partying.
Or use your birth date and your mother's maiden name to answer a security question in an attempt to reset your online password and hack your account.
I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
Me neither. But being selective about the information you have accessible for people to see is very important. Check your privacy settings on your social media sites to make sure they only have information you want people to see.
Yeah, I like to copy my profile URL, log out of the website, and paste it back into my web browser. Then I look over my profile to get an idea of what information of mine is open to the public.
That is a great idea.
It sure is. So what else are you going to do, Ben?
I'm gonna stop and consider any consequences before I post any type of content to my social media websites.
So I typically would describe Meals on Wheels in 3 words: support. What I mean by support is having somebody there every day you can count on, who's going to be there with a smile and a hot meal for you.
First, I would say that I would be with them if I could, delivering for the people.
Observant?
That's a tough one. I would say, well, more than a meal. I guess that's 4, but close enough.
It's helpful. I mean, just the fact that somebody's doing something for you should make you feel better.
Abundance.
Fulfilling is probably the main top one.
They're good.
I think that we are a compassionate organization.
I think it's great. I give it thumbs up.
It keeps us independent.
Yes.
It's the easiest, most fulfilling job I've ever had.
It keeps us independent so we don't have to depend on anybody.
Independence.
Caring and steady and present, like we're present for these people, every day.
Joyful, brings a lot of peace and a lot of happiness to you at the end of the day.
Sharing. Caring, responsible.
I think vital to the community.
3 words? I think it's great, actually. Not trying to steal from Tony the Tiger, but yeah, it's great.
It teaches you portion control.
Loving the community that they work in, trying to make the community better.
Helpfulness.
Actually, it's fun. Believe it or not, it's really fun and fulfilling to be doing this type of thing.
Patience.
It pulls at your heartstrings. It does. And it doesn't matter whether you're out en route delivering meals or you're in the office on the phone.
Reliable.
Hope. So people feel like they have hope, that they can stay in their home for as long as possible. I think all of us want to be where we're feeling most comfortable.
Hidden, because we don't advertise. You know about the program, yep, you don't think about the program. I think we're out there helping people more than a lot of people even know, so I think it's a very helpful program. I think it's a much needed program that there's a lot of people in our community who just really could use a program like Meals on Wheels that maybe don't even realize that it's there for them.
The Michigan Department of Transportation says it will consider plans for a rail stop in Ypsilanti's Depot Town. However, the announcement doesn't mean a rail stop has been approved. MDOT must approve the plans once they are developed. While there is still a significant amount of work to be done, more approvals are needed and funding sources must be identified. The announcement is still big news because it officially opens the door for a much-desired train stop. Ypsilanti would be on Amtrak's Wolverine line, which runs from Chicago to Pontiac with Southeast Michigan stops in Ann Arbor, Dearborn, Detroit, Birmingham, and Royal Oak. Mayor Amanda Edmonds stressed that there is still a long way to go before a train stop in Depot Town, but she says she's thrilled that a project that seemed like a pipe dream is finally moving forward. Though plans still in development, the platform will likely be installed somewhere near the Ypsilanti Freight House. Choo-choo on that, Ypsi.
Bright ideas come from the most unexpected places. In Hallie Addison and Callie Curley's case, their dorm room supplied their viral class project. The social experiment titled Operation You Can Do It sparked the response of many people around the United States to help Addison and Curley's field research on physical appearance, kinesics, and occlusics. The project consisted of individuals taking a picture with their favorite inspirational quote and using the hashtag on Instagram. Curley and Addison also handed out balloons to students who displayed nonverbal cues of depression. Hallie and Addison said, "We thought about the issue of unaddressed depression or sadness in college students and how we don't always know what depression looks like in terms of nonverbal behaviors." The students created a video to share their results with their professor from all the feedback they received from other states such as Ohio, Florida, Nevada, Washington, and even Canada. You can find their video on YouTube if you search the hashtag Operation You Can Do It.
There's no doubt that Eastern holds some of the best and brightest students from all over the country. Don't believe me? Well, 2 of Eastern Michigan's human resources programs ranked in the top 10 in a nationwide survey. According to a press release from University Communications, the Masters of Science in Human Resources and Organizational Development placed in the top 10 for program emphasis in human resources. This ranks Eastern up with institutions like St. Joseph's University, Clemson, and UCLA. An added boasting point, Eastern is the only Michigan institution on that list. Take that, U of M and State. Congratulations to the students, faculty, and staff in the Human Resources Department. You deserve it.
While students were away on break, the Eastern Michigan University football team was filling up their date card. Last week, the Mid-American Conference released a fall's football schedule, and our EMU Eagles campaign will feature 6 home contests at the Factory at Rynearson Stadium. The season will begin over Labor Day weekend with a matchup against Mississippi Valley State on Saturday, September 3rd. The schedule features 3 midweek tilts, 2 of which will be here in Ypsilanti to close out the season. Schedule highlights include our first MAC conference bout versus tough rival Bowling Green State University at Bowling Green on October 1st, and the homecoming game the following week on October 8th with a battle against the University of Toledo. An updated schedule with yet to be determined kickoff times will be released in June, but now we know. Be ready to don the green and white and cheer on our Eagles the first weekend in September. Now Dominique Bird is back to serve up some more dish with Damo. What do you have for us today?
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Dish with Damo. Now, if you didn't know, it is National Women's History Month. So this month, I will tell you a little bit about some of the amazing women in Ypsilanti's history. Now, we all know that sports was not always something that men readily shared with the opposite sex. However, Carolyn King didn't let that stop her. In 1973, at 12 years old, King decided she wanted to play Little League Baseball. Strapped into her bicycle, she took a ride down to our very own Bowen Fieldhouse to sign up for the Ypsilanti Orioles Little League team. At the time, a girl playing baseball was just unheard of. When she tried out, Bill Annett, the Ypsilanti Little League president at the time, of course, informed her that girls weren't allowed. However, only a few moments later, he walked up and placed a number on her back stating, "If you really want to try out, I'm going to let you. I'm going to give you a shot." Because of this decision, Ypsilanti's Little League chapter was in a position to lose their charter if they continued to let her play. Although faced with opposition, the then mayor George Goodman caught wind of the controversy surrounding this city-funded Little League team. As a black man whose parents were no stranger to opposition in the South, he decided if she couldn't play, then nobody could. All King wanted to do was play baseball. Never did she imagine it would start a revolution. Her story made national news their first game at Candy Cane Park on May 10, 1973, running headlines right alongside issues like Watergate. The Little League International did pull the city's charter, and Ypsilanti sued for discrimination. The city's team did lose the lawsuit, but the league cut out the no girls rule in 1974, allowing girls to play in 1975. She herself never thought what she did was important until years later when she realized because of that small bike ride, little girls like her granddaughter could enjoy the game she loved so much.
Thanks for the dish, Dominique. When we come back, we will have Al Willman with the Sprint edition of Eagle Sports Update. But first, we have a special segment for you. Fellow EMFS major and member of the EMU volleyball team, Devin Murray, felt a deep connection with the viral hashtag More Than a Sport that originated here at Eastern. She's given us a closer look at wave of support from fellow student athletes. Today, we have our interview with one of the EMU basketball team captains, Trent Perry. Stick around for this one. Here is Devin Murray with More Than a Sport.
Hey guys, I'm Devin Murray, and today I will be going behind the scenes with the men's basketball team to show you why basketball is more than a sport. Today I bring to you EMU basketball player Trenton Perry, one of the select few who defied the odds. There are nearly 8 million students participating in high school athletics, but only 460,000 of them will compete at NCAA schools. When it comes to the game of basketball, only 3.4% of high school athletes will play at the collegiate level. It takes hard work, dedication, and discipline to play at this level, and not everyone has these qualities. Trenton Perry joined the Eagles as a walk-on and is now a redshirt sophomore with a scholarship. His hard work both on and off the court has earned him the privilege of becoming team captain. Perry's love for basketball began when he was just a toddler, running around in diapers and dunking basketballs into Little Tykes hoops. He started to play on an organized, competitive basketball team when he was in 2nd grade. Trenton is originally from Franklin, Tennessee, so picking up his bags and coming to Michigan was not an easy decision. After meeting the coaching staff and touring the facilities, he knew Eastern would be the best fit for him to grow as a person and player. Being a Division I athlete is a balancing act. Perry spends about 4 to 5 hours a day doing basketball-related activities, whether that's practice, getting extra shots up, or watching film. On top of the hours spent in the gym, he spends another 3 to 4 hours working on schoolwork to maintain his 3.2 GPA. In his precious free time, Trent likes to play video games, such as Super Smash Bros., Call of Duty, and NBA 2K16. He is also a huge movie buff, watching movies every other day, if not every day. Perry doesn't plan on shooting his final hoop anytime soon. Playing overseas or in the NBA is what motivates him to get better every single day. Eventually, he aspires to be a coach so he can continue and spread his love of the game. All right, Trent, so first of all, talk to me about all the time and work that led up to you becoming a Division I athlete.
A lot of hours in the gym. A lot of credit to that goes to my trainers in Tennessee. I met this guy named Spencer Richardson, who is the CEO of this thing called All Around Game. He brings together a lot of the best Middle Tennessee athletes and trains them up. Names like Brandon Wright, who's in the NBA now, and Asa Duvall, who goes to Lipscomb University. He coaches up all these kids, and I was blessed to meet him my 8th grade year. And I really didn't have an identity until I met him. So you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Until I met him, I didn't really have a game. So he gave me a game, and working with him hour after hour, and then my dad kind of pushing me, to get up and get in the gym and everything. It takes a lot of hard work. So, blessed to have met them and to get them to help me get.
Yeah, that's awesome. Talk to me about the type of community service you guys do.
Oh, we do a lot. We have this. Our coach Rob Murphy actually has his own Rob Murphy Foundation, and it's really geared towards Bagley Elementary, where he used to go there as a student, and he used to teach there. And we've gone to Bagley on several occasions just to talk to the kids, read to the kids, play with them, board games, play basketball with them, show them the kind of drills we do and everything. And so that's really fun to do. That's out in Detroit, so we make our trips out to there and sign posters for them and everything. And they're really excited to see us, when we go in there. So that makes you feel really good.
Yeah.
And then we've gone to the Boys and Girls Club. several times. You know, this Christmas break we went there, and they had a little like Christmas show type thing where these I think it was about 5 girls in Santa hats. They did the Mariah Carey All Over Christmas Is You. They performed that, so that was really cool. And you know, we're just playing board games with them, foosball and everything. And you know, it's just a really good time to give back. And you know, me as a student athlete, I think that's very important to do because we know that kids look up to us, you know, as role models. So that's really important to, you know, give back, and whenever we have a chance to do it, we love to do it.
What does more than a sport mean to you?
You know, a lot of people look at student athletes like we're just basketball players, we're just soccer players, we're just volleyball players. And to me, you know, I even tweeted this on our, you know, social media blast day. It's given me a sense of responsibility, discipline, and through the qualities I've learned through basketball, I feel very confident in myself that moving forward after college, you know, I'll be successful in life because of how basketball has shaped me as a man and you know, what it's taught me. So I'm very thankful for basketball. I'm very blessed to be a basketball player, and to me, it's definitely more than a sport.
Well, thank you, Trenton.
Thank you very much. More than a sport.
Welcome to this week's Eagles Sports Update Sprint Edition. I'm your host, Al Willman, and here are your top sports stories of the week. Both the men's and women's basketball teams had rough weekends and were eliminated from the respective conference tournaments last week. The 8th-seeded men's team fell in the quarterfinals to the number 1 seed Akron Zips in what can only be described as a heartbreaking loss. The Eagles led for almost the entirety of the game, but could not hang on as Akron regained the lead with about 30 seconds left. Raven Lee put forth one final effort to tie things up, but he failed, and the Zips won, 65-63. The men close out their season with a record of 18 wins and 15 losses. The women's team entered the MAC tournament as a 6th seed and was able to advance to the semifinals before the number 2 seed Central Michigan Chippewas came away with an 81-76 win. The Eagles led at the half but could not keep up with Central offensively in the second half as they were outscored 49-30. The women did earn a bid to the women's NIT and take on St. Mary's College tonight in the first round. The game is on the West Coast and will start at 10 p.m. Eastern. The baseball team dropped both games of a doubleheader against Morehead State over the weekend. The Eagles were on the wrong end of a 14-0 rout in Game 1, scattering 7 hits in the game. Augie Gallardo took the loss, giving up 9 runs in 2 1/3 innings. In Game 2, though it wasn't nearly as lopsided, the result was the same as Eastern lost 7-5. Mitch McGeehan went 2 for 4 with an RBI, and Tyler Butson earned the win, going 6 strong innings, allowing only a pair of earned runs and striking out 4. The softball team split a pair of games with Morehead State over the weekend. The Eagles lost the first game 13-5. With Eastern trailing 7-2 after 3 innings, they were able to cut the deficit to 2 entering the 6th. Morehead State, however, would score the last 6 runs of the game. The second time around, Eastern emerged with an 8-5 win. Amanda Ackles blasted a 2-run homer in the first, and the team never looked back. After 3, the Eagles led 6-3. Morehead State tacked on 2 more runs in the 5th to make things interesting. Then in the 7th, Abby Davidson and Maddie Hostetler provided a pair of runs to extend the EMU lead to 3. Starting pitcher Abby Minsker went the distance to improve to 2-2 this season. Finally, I hope you filled out your brackets. I do have one piece of info to leak to you guys. Hopefully NCAA isn't watching here. There will be at least one good upset. So the tournament will go on whether you pick that upset or not. Again, hopefully NCAA doesn't get too upset with me for that leak. When we come back, Dominique will return to give you the lowdown on your weekend on campus with Eastern Encounters. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my 3rd semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
working with all these new people that I didn't know before. It's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework. So I was part of founding the ETV Student Org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very a very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away, and they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time, and they said they had they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.
Hey Eagles, hallelujah, midterms are behind us and the official first day of spring is almost here. And as we approach the weekend, I'm here to tell you about what you can do right here on campus with this week's Eastern Encounters. Now on Friday, there are two important all-day events in room 203 of the Porter Building. It is the 5th Annual Eco-Justice and Activism Conference. Join activists, students, and scholars for a series of presentations and panels addressing current social and environmental injustices. Then, from 9 to 3 at the Convocation Center is the EMU Spring Career Fair. This event is open to juniors, seniors, grad students, and alumni. It is an excellent opportunity to meet with over 100 employers of positions in business, engineering, technology, and much more. Both events are free and LBC approved. And finally, the Friday night movie is a must-see. James Bond Spectre will be screening at 8 and 10:30 p.m. in the Student Center Ballroom. The movie, as always, is free as well. Now on Saturday, the Eco-Justice and Activism Conference continues in the Porter Building all day. But on Saturday night, Abney Park performs at Pease Auditorium at both 5:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. Abney Park is a steampunk band based in Seattle that mixes elements of industrial dance, world music, and steampunk-influenced lyrics with their work. Tickets are $20, but it's a unique opportunity to see the quintessential steampunk culture right here on campus. Get tickets at emutix.com. Now, Sunday is the vernal equinox. That means it's the first day of spring, so get outside and enjoy the new season. Over the entire weekend, many Eagle teams are playing important games elsewhere. The softball, baseball, swimming, wrestling, gymnastics, and even the golf team will be battling all weekend long all over the country. Be a sport and track their scores and stats at emueagles.com. Don't be a feeble Eagle. Get out there and be a part of all the cool stuff happening on campus. I'm Dominique Bird, and there are your Eastern Encounters.
Thanks so much, Dominique, and I can't believe it's spring already. Only one more month and this semester will be over. Graduation is on its way, and we'll see you next week here at E-Weekly.
Enjoy your weekend, Eagles, and if you want to see the show on demand, head over to YouTube and search ETV at EMU. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Bye.